Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I really hope you guys are doing very well today. If you are new to my channel, my name is Ohemaa. Welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. So for today, I decided to go ahead and show you guys a detailed how-to on how I created my pink and purple eyeshadow look that I posted on Instagram. So if you're interested, then keep on watching. First, I'm cleaning up my brows with the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I really like this concealer because it is very thick and it gets matte. And, you know, if you use it to clean up your brows, it sets and it doesn't move, okay? So that's why I love it. I also love it as an eyeshadow base because of those same reasons. And then I use the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion first, and I also added the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eyeshadow Primer. I will be uploading a detailed video on how I prep my eyelids for eyeshadow, and also I have one on IGTV that you can go ahead and watch now if you want. Okay, so we're gonna go in with the Juviasplace Tribe palette, and it's this very pretty palette. You guys actually voted that I use this palette in a video for you guys to see, and I'm also using the Juviasplace J117 brush because it's a very nice brush. It's small, it has a tapered end, so it can fit really nicely into the crease, and that's why I like using this brush because it just gives me more control of my crease shade. So what I did was I used that same shade that I showed you guys all over my eyelids. I actually did not change shades. It's that same shade. I just kept packing it on and packing it on and packing it on, and eventually it changed colors from being like a weird, almost like neon green to being a deep green, and that gives me like this beautiful transition that you see. I did not use any other shades on my in my inner corner. Okay, I just kept applying the shades. So after I did that, I went ahead and marked my eyelids. So if you're someone who has hooded eyes, if you mark your eyelids, it gives you an idea of where your shadow would be when you're looking up. If you want to show more of your eyelid or more of your eyeshadow, more of your cut crease eyeshadow, you should cut your crease above the mark, okay? That way, even when you're looking up, you can still see that, you know, you have shimmer shade or glitter or whatever. If you don't like that idea, you can always cut your crease wherever you mark it. That way, people would only be able to see the shimmers on your eyes when you blink, okay? But of course, I want the dramatic look, so I'm cutting above where I'm gonna need to cut it. Okay, so in order to prevent creasing, after I cut my crease, I don't look up. I look down and fan my face so that my eyelids will start setting, and then I immediately go in with the shade that I'm going to use. So for the next shade, I'm going to use the Juviasplace Magic Mini Palette. And I'm taking that shade in the corner that I'm showing you, and I'm gonna place that in the outer parts of the cut crease, if you know what I mean. I put it out there so it can create a nice transition from the green into the cut crease that I did. Okay, I just kept packing that color. I don't blend my cut crease shades just yet. I always focus on color payout, so I just pack the colors on as much as I possibly can, and I don't blend until all the colors are on. Okay, so next I'm taking this shade in the Tribe palette, and I'm placing that right next to the purple. Once again, I'm not blending the shades into each other, I'm just placing it, okay? Don't blend it yet, just place the color and keep it moving. Okay, next I'm taking this shade over here and I'm putting that right next to the first green shade that we put down. This shade shows up almost yellow on a white base, so that's why I'm using it. If this shade wasn't in there, I would have probably went to find a yellow shade. So if you don't have this, you can always use a yellow shade for this transition. But I'm just placing the shadow, I'm not blending it in, just placing it and, keep it moving. So after I did my second eye, I went ahead and started blending the shades that I placed down together. This is when, after you place all your shades, you go back and you blend all the shades together, okay? So I'm blending this almost yellow neon green into that neon green look, or that neon green color. And then I'm taking the Norvina Volume 1 palette. That white is the whitest white that comes in an eyeshadow form, period. Like, it is so white, it can literally cover over that purple and still turn it white. It is a very white. I don't know how else to explain it. It's like the best white I have ever encountered in an eyeshadow form. It's the best white ever, period. Okay, so after I went ahead and placed the whites, I went back in and blended everything together once again, just making sure that the transition flows very nicely. You have to just look at it, look at it up close, look at it from afar, and see what you have to blend, okay? I took the same brush that I used to blend out the purple, and I go in and I start blending the purple into the green, okay? So I blend the purple forward into the green until I feel like it's enough. And then I went back into the back of my eye and started blending the purple out so it can like blend really nicely into the green. So I blew the purple out to blend nicely into the green, and I also blended it forward to blend nicely into the green in my cut crease. So next I'm taking this green shade that we used a bunch of times already, and I'm blending the green backwards into the purple. Oh, first I blended the purple forwards into the green. Now I'm blending the green backwards into the purple. That would help it blow out the color border between the two to give you like a really nice blend, so it doesn't look like you have a line separating each color. First, I blend backwards and then I blend forwards, or I blend forwards and I blend backwards. I just keep doing that, adding both shades until the blend softens out right where that line is. And you can see that that's what I'm doing. I'm blending until the lines become soft. Okay, and I keep checking it on the small hand mirror, and I keep checking it in the big mirror to make sure everything is perfect. Perfect. Okay, so if you didn't notice it at the beginning of the video, my face had like little flakes on it. I think the skincare I used was too thick, so I went back and I wiped my face, and now I'm moisturizing with the Tatcha water cream. I'm going in with the Farsali liquid glass, and I'm gonna put that all over my face. And this helps hydrate your skin and helps your primer stick better, especially because for me right now, I went ahead and wiped my face. So I need more moisture on my skin before I apply my foundation. So after I applied the Farsali liquid glass to my face, I went ahead and used the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Primer, the blurring primer, all over my face. And I also realized that this primer actually gets very tacky on your skin. Going in with the Juviasplace I Am Magic foundation. I am using the shade 120 Chad, and I'm gonna apply that in dots all over my face. So today I'm blending it in with an e.l.f. sponge. I like the density of the sponge a whole lot. Next, I'm going in with the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Concealer using the shade number 5 and applying that in all the areas that I want to conceal, or essentially to brighten. And I'm using the same e.l.f. sponge to apply the concealer, or to blend out the concealer, but I'm using the pointy edge right where the concealer is, and I'm using the side that I use to apply my foundation to blend the line between the concealer and the foundation so everything blends and moves perfectly. Okay, so this is what we got. I really like it. And I really like it. Using the Juvia's Place tapered brush J3, I am applying my setting powder, and I'm using the benign nutmeg powder. If I don't tell you the name of a setting powder that I'm using, please just assume it's the benign nutmeg, because it is literally the holy grail powder. Okay, like the shade is pretty, the finish is pretty, and you can find it in like a ton of different shades. Okay, check it out if you haven't yet done so, and you can find them at Camera Ready Cosmetics. Okay, so next I'm taking the Chocolates palette by Juvia's Place and the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro brush number 3, and I'm using that to contour my face. I'm using the shade that I'm showing you. No, not that one. That one is the deepest shade, okay? Now, the shade I'm showing you right now is like a nice bronze balance between like a really deep contour and like a bronzer contour type thing. So that's why I like using that. On days that I want to have my contour cut someone, I use the first shade that I showed you in that palette. So I just go ahead and apply it like a contour all over my face, my cheeks. And then I'm taking a Sephora Collections brush that came in like a gift set, and I'm taking the Juvia's Place Saharan Blush Palette Volume 1. If you're ever looking for a blush palette and you don't know which one to get, this is it. You can use the shades that I'm using to give you another bronzer blush combo, or you can just use the lighter shades to just get a blush out of it. And I really like this palette. I use it literally like all the time. And once again, the blush lady has arrived, people. I'm going in and clean up my contour so the line could be a little bit more sharper than it was whenever I applied it. And then I go in and contour my jawline and my brows. I am taking the Fenty Beauty Brow MVP in the shade Deep Black, and I am gonna just, go ahead and do my brows. So taking this shade in the Tribe palette, I'm going to go ahead and apply the shade on my lower eyelids. I did not place any concealer on my eyelids, on my lower eyelids this time. I just applied the shade directly onto dry lids because I didn't want the color to be too intense. But in a different video, I'll show you how to make the colors on your under eyes pop as brightly as the colors on your upper eyelids. Then I went into the mini palette, the Magic Mini palette, and used the Juvia's and use a very tiny short shader brush. This one is from Huda Beauty, and I use that to, you know, apply the purple along my lash line and just connect it to the top of the eyeshadow that we did. And I went into Tightline with the NYX matte liquid eyeliner, and I did like a very tiny wing so it wasn't like a boxy edge. And then as I was applying that, I blinked and I did this. Like, who does that? But I'm going to show you guys how I fix it after I finish applying my liner. So after I applied my liner, while the liner was still kind of wet and tacky, I took some of the purple shade and I used that to just clean away the black. Then I took the shade in the Magic Mini palette and I applied that in my inner corner and blended that onto the lower parts of my, into the inner part of my lower eyelids. And then I went ahead and applied some Bouncy Beauty lashes. This is the Ohemaa Trio lash. And I am lining my lips with the NYX brow eye pencil that I've been telling you guys about, that you guys have been telling me to try a different brand, the Morphe brand that I haven't done yet, but I'm still using it. I will get a new lip liner very soon, God willing, okay? Going in with the Huda Beauty Power Bullet lipstick in the shade Staycation. I am going to apply that directly in the middle of my lips where I did not put any of the brown lip liner. And I'm just going to smack my lips together until I spread it out exactly how I wanted it to. So I just kept going back and forth into, you know, how I was going to apply it. But that was what I did. So after that, I'm going in with the Huda Beauty Golden Sands highlighter palette, and I used the two bottom shades and highlighted my face. And I also used a highlighter brush from Thrive Cosmetics. That's the one I'm holding. It's very fluffy and I really like how it applies highlighter, so that's what I've been using it for. Okay, so I usually do this eyeshadow on a white base so it can pop really, really well. But here is a look from Law and Order 05. She recreated it. And I wanted to include it to show you guys that, you know, this eyeshadow look is a wearable look. Okay, so that's it from me for this tutorial. Let me know down below if you have any questions. Let me know how you like it. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.